Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a very nice day, and that last 2 days were also amazing. Um, so, um, I hope all of you have been from the 21-day program, and there is nobody new today. But if yes, maybe I can just quickly ask you to raise your hand so that we can see who is new. Astik, I think only you would know, right? Because I can't see all the hands here. Melanie is new. Okay, maybe we can in the breakout rooms we can have somebody in your room who can give you realization. But last Monday, we had the first follow-up program in which we spoke about detachment, and I mentioned also that detachment is easier when our hearts are open compared to when mind is very active. And to open the heart, it's very easy through self-realization, which we had through Sahaj Yoga. And so there are many advantages when you start meditating. But one thing that always goes very well with me is the conscious awareness, which is the time when you're not meditating. So during two meditations is the impact of your depth of your meditation. So maybe we can ask Astik to share the last slide on detachment. Great. So in the beginning, as we all know, our minds are very busy in all the things related to this world, work, family, children, everything that is surrounding us. But as we start meditating, you can start feeling the cool breeze on your head, on your palms, and it starts transforming us. And if we aim to have a very high, great spiritual depth, and we want to be the spirit, we want to be that individual awareness, then of course one has to just in our attention know that it can only happen that when we are not meditating, we are more aware of how beautifully this energy is awakened. And Shimadaji, the founder of Sahaj Yoga, she in her talks very beautifully tells how detachment comes through awakening, and that detachment is basically opposite of our brain. So when the heart starts working, the brain activity, which is could be not liking, anger, frustration, thoughts of the past and the future diminishes very naturally. And if you have a very strong desire that I want to be the spirit, so during the daytime when you're not meditating, your heart becomes more conscious that you have to be more loving. It happens naturally, but it's just a matter of also watching yourself and be more aware that when your awakening is new, like, when you just got your realization, then it is easier to bring this change in oneself. Great. So I would not talk much. I would we are three of us today. It's myself, Astik, supporting on the tech, sharing the slides and the music. And we have Kate, who is going to lead the meditation. And I would end by saying that last time we had heard Shimadaji's talk, and we had put 5 points, like from 5 messages from the talk in our heart, and we had put a flower in our heart, and we had decided collectively that we'll keep the flower fresh during the coming days. So I really hope you remembered those flowers and you kept them fresh. I definitely tried my best and did remember many a times. And I also, whenever I remembered, I also prayed for everyone to think that I hope your flowers are also fresh, your awakening is fresh, and that you remember how beautiful it is to use your heart more than your brain. And you would listen from Shrimataji, the founder, how the brain and heart works very differently, and how it transforms us from being more, I can say, um, feeling very ordinary, reactions, or just feeling exhausted and frustrated sometimes with things happening in the surroundings, to something which is more neutral, and it saves our energy. It enhances our immunity also. Okay, so without talking further, I would like to invite Kate, who would take us through meditation. We will start with foot soak. So Kate, off to you.
Thank you, Shalini, for that lovely introduction, and good evening, everybody. It's lovely that we're continuing on our journey together and here this evening. Thank you all for joining. If you've got your foot soaking bowls, hopefully you have now, we'll give just another minute while anybody who hasn't got a foot soaking bowl gets their bowl, their jug of water and their towel. And we can then settle in to do our foot soak whilst we do our first part of the meditation. Then we'll listen to a talk of Shrimataji's, and then which will lead us into our deeper meditation from there. So let's just make ourselves comfortable. We'll have hopefully our shoes and socks off now as we're about to do our foot soak. Put our salt into the foot soaking water. And take a couple of deep breaths. And as we always do before any meditation, at the beginning and end, we'll first raise our kundalini before putting our feet in the water and starting the foot soak. So we have as we well know, we have our left hand in front of us, and we wind our right hand around the left hand, starting at the base of our spine in front of us, and wind our right hand around, putting our attention in the palm of our hand or inside our body to start bringing the kundalini up to the top of the head, looking up, tie our first knot. As we're settling our attention on our meditation now, raise up second time. And tie our second knot at the top of the head. And third and final raising of the third channel with kundalini. And now to put the bands around each of the chakras. So our left hand palm open, down by our left hip, and we take the right hand across and back. So I'll just start again for the first chakra, the Muladhara, and the second, Swadhisthana. If we bring our attention onto each of the center channel as we're doing this, the third, for our nami or the stomach area, fourth, for our center heart, fifth, for our Vishuddhi chakra in the center of the throat, sixth, for our Agya in the forehead, and the seventh for the Sahasrara around at the top of our head. And now just lay our hands open on our laps and place our feet in the foot soaking water. If we just take some breaths, just slowly and gently breathe in and out in your own time. To start just breathing away and releasing all the stress of the day. Slow our bodies down. Slow our thinking. Feel the stress going out from our shoulders. Relax our shoulders. Relax our arms. Feel the day draining down through our bodies, down our legs into the water. And we can drop both of our hands down towards the ground. Or if you're sitting, oh, you won't be sitting on the ground, we're sitting. We put our hands down so that their fingers are pointing down to Mother Earth. With our attention gently within ourselves, wherever feels comfortable to you within your body. And we can gently take our attention up inside the body from the base of the spine, up through the center of the body in your own time, bringing our attention up and through to the top of the head. And try and rest it in that space above our heads, above our thoughts. And if we put our left hand on our lap, our right hand, leave our right hand down towards the earth. And just ask Mother Kundalini, please come into our left channel and remove all the heaviness of the day. So that we may feel the joy and the light of the left channel within us. And now place the right hand on our lap and bend our left arm at the elbow so that our left hand is facing up with the palm backwards, fingers straight up to the air, to the ether. Mother Kundalini, please come into our right channel and help us to slow our thoughts, remove all the heaviness of the day from our right channel. Please help us to slow down and cleanse our right channel. And fill our right channel with your presence, with your beautiful cleansing energy. Place our left hand back on our lap, so both our hands are now on our lap, with our palms upwards. Gently relax and resting there. And place our left hand on our right hand side, where our hip meets our body on the right Swadhisthana. Just ask for our pure awareness, our pure attention to be established within us, for our thoughts to be slowed, so that we may go above them. And by placing our left hand here, we're giving nurture and vibrations to this chakra. And place our left hand back on our lap. Take our right hand up to our left heart, where our spirit resides. This beautiful spirit that we're connecting with in our meditation and during the day. All through the day, we may connect with our beautiful spirit. We affirm I am pure spirit. I am this pure, beautiful spirit, full of love and compassion, full of joy and bliss. May I completely connect to pure spirit. Then we'll place our hand in front of our throat, which is where our Vishuddhi chakra resides. And one of the main qualities, the two main qualities of our Vishuddhi are complete collectivity, of being collective, connected to everyone. and also being the detached witness. Our power of detachment comes from our Shuddhi chakra, so that we may witness everything that goes on around us without detaching to it. And in this way, we can allow Mother Kundalini and our spirit to blossom and thrive. And we can be in balance. So we ask Mother Kundalini, please come into our Vishuddhi chakra. Please cleanse our Vishuddhis so that we may be detached witness and part and parcel of the whole. We'll bring our hand up, place it on the tops of our heads. Our fontanelle bone was in childhood. If we push our fingers back and place the palms of our heads down, press quite hard and rotate our hand clockwise. Have our attention where our hand is. Kundalini, please take me into the Sahasrara chakra. Please may I slow my thoughts and enter thoughtless awareness. We press down and take our attention up as we rise our hand above the head, just a few inches. Take our attention up with our hand. Keep our attention there. We can gently rest our hand back on our lap. And we'll just silently, for a couple of minutes, keep our attention at the top of the head. If you have any thoughts coming, just say, not this thought, not this thought, not now. Or I forgive this thought. And now we'll just Rinse our feet off. Dry them on the towel. Keeping our attention at the top of the head, keeping those thoughts at bay. We'll just rinse off, put our foot soaking bowls to the side before we listen to a talk from Sri Mataji.
So these two conditionings, which actually are on the brain, these two conditions freeze the heart and also make the domain of heart as zero. And then the brain starts asserting itself. That is how we do not know how to be kind to others, how to be nice, how to be helpful, how to be gentle, and how to be reassuring, protecting others. All this we have inherited already. We have already got a stone heart when we come to Sajoga, and we have a brain either full of ego or super ego. So now with your kundalini rising, you can clear out your head first of all. So the sincerity will come when the kundalini will move and touch your Brahmarandra, which is the seat of your heart, and will expand. Then the heart just comes back like a king, returns back, and start dominating the brain. When the heart comes back, immediately find those people with whom we are angry, we would not talk, we had nothing to do. Suddenly you become friendly with them. There's no problem. In many ways, people have harmed you. All that harming and everything just disappears. And you start becoming so nice and beautiful. What has happened that Kundalini has touched your Brahmarandra, where is the seat of heart. And as soon as that opens out, your heart also opens. And it gets awakened, it thinks, oh, what? I have allowed this brain to rule me? How dare it rules me? It just jumps on it. And we have seen people, suddenly there is so much transformed, that's remarkable. The one gentleman in America, he said that, Mother, after realization, I was so much changed that I become a very mild person. And I never used to wish my uncle or anyone. So he met him in some sort of a fete, and then he said, hello, uncle. The uncle started looking at him. Are you all right? He would never say that. Then he went and saw, are you all right, uncle? Are you keeping all right? Can I do something for you? Very nice things he said. Uncle said, what have you been doing? Are you drunk or what? How can you speak so sweetly to me? I can't believe it. That's what happens. And that's why we have to understand that all these things can be easily dropped out because we have acquired them. They can be finished off because we have acquired them. They need not be all our lives, our relations. So, ego and superego. Both can be blasted off once your heart is awakened. So, when we are dealing with people, we have to break the ice also by communicating with others in a very decent manner. Like telling yourself, no, I don't believe that this man is so bad. Let me look after him. He may be all right. I don't think he's so bad. So to accept somebody is bad is very easy for human beings. And once they start accepting such a thing, then they build up a kind of a fortress in which they live and they think they are the best people. And nobody else is good. And thus the whole community, the whole society, the whole humanity gets bitten by these ideas. And Sahaja Yoga is the only way which is going to cure it. Sahaja Yoga is the only way which is going to finish this. And that part is to be played by you people to understand that sincerity can only come if you raise your kundalini again and again and open your Brahmarandra. Then your heart will rise. It will become a very awakened personality. And it will take charge of your brain, which is all the time thinking like mad. And once that happens, then you will realize that now you have jumped into doubtless awareness. So the relationship between the two has to be fully understood. At first, the domination of the heart, or we can say the kinghood of heart, is challenged, is put down, brought to zero, and then this brain becomes the king and it starts ruling us. I think, I feel means the brain, the ego. If you could give up, I think, I want, everything will be all right. You should say, I want is not the point. This body wants it. You separate yourself. Gradually you start separating yourself from all such situations by never saying, I want. You say, this body, this hand, this head. You start separating. And once you are separated, all these barriers of ego and superego will disappear. But as it is, also it's very easy to get rid of these two. It's very easy to get rid of these two. Only by raising your kundalini and breaking your Brahmarandra. This is the greatest achievement that you have got, that you can break your Brahmarandra, make your kundalini get connected with all-pervading power. That's why I always say you must meditate and you must be in thoughtless awareness that it works out.
If we now stay in meditation, eyes closed, or open if it's whatever's easiest for you, with attention at the top of the head whilst the music is playing, and go deeper into our meditation.
We can now gently open our eyes, or we can just with our closed eyes raise our kundalini and put ourselves into bandhan. And make sure when we do this arc, our attention stays inside. Great. So if for the next step in today's evening, we would go into the breakout rooms. Last session, we had decided to keep those flowers fresh, and I think I would say for this coming days from now till next Monday, we can remember to use our heart more than our brain, because it's just so beautiful to use the qualities of the heart. Now I can ask Astik to put the breakout rooms. We are 58 of us, so maybe 3 people per room is good. Great, thank you, Astik. I'm joining the room now.